What's up guys, C-Life HD here, and today we're going to review Wolfenstein 2, a new Colossus for the Switch. Do I have a PS4? Yes, but I wanted to hold out and play this on the Switch because there aren't a lot of first-person shooters on the Switch. And come on guys, the ability to play this at all times portably is really freaking cool. So sit back, relax, and let's get into this review.
Switch it up. I was a worker, had to upgrade to a boss. Used to live in the hood, but had to upgrade to a loft.
First, let's go over game modes. There is no online mode for this game, just story mode, so let's go over the settings available to you in this game. First is controls, where you get to pick the controller layout, horizontal and vertical sensitivity, HD rumble, invert look, aim assist, motion aiming, invert motion, and motion sensitivity. Under audio, you can choose your audio profile, so whether TV or hi-fi or cinema, you choose which is best for you. You can adjust the master volume, the music, and voice volume. Under video, you can adjust brightness. This is interesting because when it came to portable mode, we always had to adjust the brightness higher than when it was connected to the TV. I guess that's just because there are two different screen profiles. Under gameplay, you can have the HUD on or off, the tutorials on or off. You can show the subtitles only when a foreign language occurs, all or just turn it off. The difficulty level in Wolfenstein games are always hilarious because it feels like they tease you for choosing the easy mode. These are the options. Can I play Daddy? Don't hurt me, bring 'em on. Do or die? Call me Terror Billy, and I am death incarnate. It's great when games take that creative approach to something that's not usually creative. You have an extras feature where you can check out collectibles and statistics that you've racked up while playing the game. You also have the access to check out the end game credits. Under collectibles, you have gold, dark cards, concepts, maxes, toys, death cards, and records. It's a nice collection of media found in the game. We especially love the records portion where you can listen to music that plays throughout the game. That's something that not every game has. Up next, controls and gameplay. A lot of people are complaining about the controls not being perfect, especially with the default Joy-Cons, but we didn't have much of an issue with them, especially with that aim assist turned on. It makes up for that lack of precision a bit. While we're not sticklers for controls, a lot of people aren't playing this game with the Pro Controller. Would it be better for those that are picky about their controllers? Gun switching in this game works really well, and the fact that they provide two weapon wheels is fantastic. How much of a difference that HD rumble feature makes, though, is fantastic on not only this one, but all action games in general. There is a ton of variation to the gameplay, whether you're shooting just one gun or two, or whether you're unhinging a Gatling gun and going crazy with that, or even riding around on mechs with flamethrowers attached to them. The variation adds to the entertainment value, and you'll never be bored as you play throughout the game. The whole main story will probably take you about 20 hours to complete. If you do more of the side missions and the extra missions at the end, the game will more than likely stretch to about 35 to 40 hours. Now, interface, design, and graphics. The interface has this grayish grunge feel, like an old school bunker television of some sort. The art style in the intro and outro cinematics looks great as well. It looks like it's made up of Polaroids and newspaper clippings, really dark red and black colors. The art style is really intriguing. The in-game interface offers up additional settings like missions, where you can check out what your current mission is, contraptions where you can look up available power-ups, perks, you collect those as you go through the game, and they help you with stealth, mayhem, and tactical situations. You get a list of all the weapons you have available to you with the option to also upgrade the weapon from this exact menu. Extras is basically the same as before, and you get a tutorials tab that teaches you how to play the game. Now the graphics. This is a sticky situation just because there's a version of this also on more powerful devices like the PS4 and Xbox One. Obviously it's going to look much nicer on those consoles, but the Switch has something that those consoles do not. That's right, portability. You can see that there were concessions made to make this work on the Switch. When on portable, the graphics look a little muddy. That's mostly because they've added a little trickery to make it work. As you go through the world, as you get closer to the objects, they begin to come into focus. This is the same dock, but it isn't as drastic. The draw distance isn't as bad when you're connected to the dock, and instead of 60 frames per second, it's 30. When docked, the graphics are really quite impressive for a device like the Switch, and there isn't too much of a difference between consoles. Up next, music and sound. The music is really hardcore rock and some heavy metal. Not much of a fan of that type of music, but it does tend to get you hyped to play the game, and it matches the intensity of the game as well. The fact that he's this hardcore dude trying to wipe out an entire Nazi regime is pretty hardcore, so you wouldn't expect them to put any other music into it. The sound is awesome, from the fantastic voice acting to the noises and the environmental sounds. It's all captivating and draws you into the moment. As mentioned above, the hardcore sound really puts you into the mood to shoot a ton of Nazis, and that's just what the game is about, so kudos to everyone in the sound team that contributed to this one. Last but not least, story. So let's ignore all the obvious political agendas in this game because this channel will never be about politics, so we're leaving all that crap out. The game starts you off on what looks like a boat and you're in a wheelchair trying to survive. It then takes you to one of the moments from the last game where you had to pick between two of your friends. One lives and one dies. In this case, Wyatt got to live. Not sure if that was the right choice to this day since he tends to go crazy throughout the entire game, hallucinating and crap. But hey, when the going gets rough, you have to make choices, and we made one, dang it. So Irene gruesomely chops off Caroline's head and then shows it to you. It's pretty gross. Then something unprecedented happens, and Irene's chubby daughter Sigrun gets fed up with her mom calling her names and reacts violently towards her. That allows Boscovich to escape using Caroline's body armor, which then gives him his legs back. He fights through enemy after enemy, and his friends arrive and lift them into the aircraft, and that is where you get to meet the rest of your squad. Seth Roth is your favorite mad scientist. He gets Boscovich out of many situations throughout the entire game with the help of science. Anya, your wife who is currently pregnant, and man, she is a super strong woman. Just play the game and you'll see what we mean. You meet Bombay, who has an on and off relationship with Sigrun. Grace Walker is the definition of a strong black woman and an amazing leader. Norman Caldwell, who reminds us of the clever best friend who always tries to get you out of problems but never seems to do it correctly. Max Haas, who has a terrible head injury and honestly worried me a little bit every time that we tried to interact with him. Lastly, Paris Jack. The guy is super cool to talk to and it was really chill. Both together, they make a fantastic crew and you grow to love a lot of their characters. You also really grow to despise Irene and Boscovich's dad, who are just complete and utter jerks. The ship that you're in is huge and it's made up of several levels. In it is where you plan everything, where you go after every mission, and where a large part of the story takes place. One of the little bonus things that you'll find on the boat is that they have a place where they have an arcade machine, and that machine is the old Wolfenstein 3D game. That's such a nice touch by Bethesda. Props. With all that being said, we can't wait for you guys to experience the characters, missions, and action that this game has in store for you. You get a glimpse into Boscovich's past, his parents, and your mission is to essentially eradicate the Nazi regime. Can you do it? We know you'll enjoy it. All in all, Wolfenstein 2: A New Colossus was a great game filled with moments of laughter, sadness, anger, joy, and motivation. It has a little bit of everything, but the only drawback was that we felt like the last boss should have been done a little differently. With all that said, this game is definitely D-Life HD approved and worth the go on the Switch. Alright everybody, thanks for joining me. Let me know by commenting below if you agree with me or my opinions. If you like this video, remember to smash that like button because it really helps us out a lot. If you want more content like this, remember to subscribe because we release game content like this very regularly. Also, remember to follow us on Twitter and Facebook for more game updates. Peace.